nation's commercial capital. This is the news at 10, live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Bimbo Oloide.
Hello and welcome. Tonight, Senate President David Mark and APC National Leader Bola Tinubu visit former President Olusegun Obasanjo as the clock ticks towards the 2015 general elections. Vehicular movement restricted within Borno and Yobe states, and the FCT Police Command beefs up security. An attack by suspected herdsmen leaves 13 people dead in Plateau State. And a pro-democracy student group protesting in Hong Kong calls off talks with the government after demonstrators scuffle with opponents.
And on business news tonight, interbank lending rate eases marginally to an average of 10.37%, down from 10.5% last week.
While on sports news, Barcelona striker Lionel Messi and his father, George Messi, face trial for alleged tax evasion to the tune of $5 million.
We begin tonight in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital in southwest Nigeria, where two prominent politicians from different political parties have been consulting with the former president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, at his hilltop residence. First of all, the Senate President, Mr. David Mark, held a closed-door meeting today with the former president. After the meeting, which lasted for well over 2 hours, the Senate President said he discussed PDP and national issues with Chief Obasanjo, but was not forthcoming with the details of the meeting. And then the national leader of the All Progressives Congress and former governor of Lagos State, Bola Tinubu, also held a private meeting with the former president. He told journalists that he conferred with Chief Obasanjo on national issues and the emergence of a credible presidential candidate for the APC come 2015.
The Senate President, David Mark, is not here alone. The Delta State Governor, Emmanuel Odwahan, and other dignitaries have also accompanied him on this visit. It's not a meeting that is open to all, but Senator Mark takes out time to speak to journalists after the closed-door affair.
We've come to discuss with him, confer with him, and raise some basic issues that affect both the party and the nation with him. We are working as a party to make sure that we put everybody who ought to be on board. And you know, congresses are coming up, so I think this is normal.
The former president is in high demand. Just like the Senate President, a staunch member and leader of the PDP confers with him, national leader of the All Progressives Congress and former governor of Lagos State, Bola Tinubu, also speaks with Chief Obasanjo, once again behind closed doors. He is here with former governors of Oyo and Ekiti states, Alhaji Rashid Ladoja and Mr. Segun Oni.
We have a number of discussions because he had influence in some areas of our political sphere. You know, we have a good merger, and we have this merger was with various branches. It's a very big tree. So we need to talk, find out his thinking about Nigeria that he left behind and the Nigeria that is, you know, about in the future. A lot of points about this country's project. We cannot know it all. We still need to seek his observation, what is his opinion, as to some of his former boys who are today running for president in our party. What can he say of them?
Experts say that these visits are all geared towards securing the former president's support as the PDP and the APC throw all they have into the field with a view to emerging victorious in the 2015 general elections.
Ahead of tomorrow's Eid al-Kabir festival, President Goodluck Jonathan has been felicitating with all Nigerians of the Islamic faith. In a press statement issued by the presidency, he also congratulated all believers who have successfully undertaken the Hajj. The president asked all those who perform the Hajj to offer special prayers for greater security, peace, and the unity of the nation, as well as for the peaceful and successful conduct of next year's general elections. He adds that as the 2015 elections draw near, political leaders in the country should place the overriding interest of the well-being and progress of our fatherland above all other considerations in the forthcoming campaigns and elections in 2015. Meanwhile, military officials in the northeastern states of Borno and Yobe have restricted vehicular movement for the Eid al-Kabir celebration. A statement issued by the Deputy Director, Army Public Relations, Colonel Sani Usman, said any kind of vehicular movement is banned in the entire state from 5 p.m. today till 7 a.m. on Monday. He urged members of the public to perform their Eid prayers at praying grounds near their homes. According to him, the embargo is necessary because intelligence reports indicate that Boko Haram terrorists have perfected plans to launch multiple bomb explosions in Maiduguri metropolis and other major towns across Borno state during the Eid. He said their main target believed to include Salah praying grounds, markets, and other public places. The statement also calls on members of the public to report any suspicious movement of persons or vehicles in their environment to the nearest security agencies. And in Abuja, ahead of tomorrow's Salah celebrations, the FCT Police Command has assured residents of elaborate security arrangements to ensure safety of lives and property. The FCT Police Commissioner, Mr. Wilson Inalegu, gave the assurances while briefing journalists about the raid on suspected hideouts of criminals within the FCT.
We are going to have intensive motorized armed foot patrols. We are going to have our presence at every place. We are going to have static points. We are going to find our officers friendly, polite, but firm. Of course, we are going to cover all the Eid praying grounds. We are already monitoring those places. We are going to deploy massively to our praying grounds so that our worshippers can go without any fear of any incident. We are going to have sustained raids of suspected criminal hideouts, especially uncompleted and abandoned building projects, structures we believe very well. Our cover themes are all over the place. Of course, developing strategic relationship with other relevant law enforcement agencies, working in tandem with them. We are doing everything we can to ensure that these places are raided on a continuous basis. In one of these operations, on the 2nd of October, which is today, as a result of complaints by law-abiding residents of Life Camp area of Abuja, we swooped on a certain location that is suspected to harbor a lot of one-chance armed hoodlums. You know that there are complaints that some people go to the market, they take a taxi to go, and they are pushed out of their vehicle, and their valuables taken from them. We made 11 arrests, as well as exhibits.
The coroner's inquest into the death of unknown persons in a collapsed building of the Synagogue Church of All Nations at Ikotun will commence sitting at the Coroner's Court, High Court premises Ikeja, from Monday the 13th of October 2014. The Lagos State government had earlier instituted a coroner's inquest under the Lagos State Coroner's System Law No. 7 of 2007 for the purpose of establishing the cause and manner of the collapsed building incident on Friday, September the 12th, 2014, at the Synagogue Church of All Nations, Ikotumegbe area, and the many deaths that followed. Channels Television, various other media, and some agencies and an eyewitness are expected to present themselves and give evidence at the inquest. The coroner will be Magistrate O.A. Komolafe, and the expected organizations, bodies and persons are requested to contact the coroner's registrar to schedule their appearance. Well, the Anambra state government has been partnering with private individuals to raise funds for the protection of life and property. At a fundraising ceremony in Lagos, southwest Nigeria, over 500 million naira was realized to support the state government's effort to provide effective security back home. The governor also gave account of his administration, saying that the team set up some months ago has arrested over 200 suspected kidnappers and armed robbers and demolished about 20 kidnap dens.
The arrival of Governor Willie Obiano and his wife signaled the kickoff of the event in earnest. The gathering's target is to raise funds to support the state's financial capacity to combat crime in order to make it a safe home for all.
As the governor of Anambra State,
Governor Obiano began by giving account of his stewardship in the area of crime fighting, explaining the strategy and successes attained by Operation Nkpochapu, a special joint security team set up on his assumption of office to tackle crime.
Our people have suffered from general insecurity and criminals for a long time. The situation was so bad that at the time our people adopted some unusual methods to combat the scourge. We all remember the monster called the Bakassi Boys and the extrajudicial killings of that era. Ladies and gentlemen, it is gratifying to see that our story is different today. We have effectively retrieved Anambra State from the gangsters that have made it impossible for investors to remember Anambra in their investment plans.
His speech preceded a fundraising, with many throwing their financial weight behind the governor in his determined effort to keep Anambra State safe and secure.
I'm an Anambra person, very proud of an Anambra. I'm going to retire in Anambra, so we need to build a state that can habit us and where we're going to go back.
And you can see the depth of appreciation by the people of Anambra State, residents in Lagos. Without any reservation, they gave him total support this evening, knowing that if you perform, the people will acknowledge your performance and encourage you to do more.
Over 500 million naira was realized. The occasion also provided an opportunity to present the new symbol of identity and state anthem.
In part two, after the break, an attack by suspected herdsmen leaves 13 people dead in Plateau State. 2 soldiers were also said to be missing in the attack, which was carried out at about 2 a.m. Do stay with us.